So we're in the probability activities packet and we're looking at part 1C, and we're going to look at problems 7 through 12 now. And what we're going to do now is take a percent and change it to a simplified fraction. And the key things here is we want it as a fraction and we want it simplified if possible. And so this one, remember percents are numbers out of 100. So if it's given to me as 47%, all I need to do is write 47 out of 100 and then ask the question, can I reduce that fraction? Are there numbers that both 47 and 100 can be divided by? And there's some ways, different ways of sort of looking at that and trying to figure out if there is any way to reduce that fraction. And if one of the numbers is a prime number, in this case 47 is a prime number, which means it has no factors except one in itself, then you know you're done. And in this case 47 is prime, so we're done with that one. So I move on to the next one. 65% is 65 out of 100. But I know that both 65 and 100 can be divided by 5. So if I do that, 65 divided by 5 is 13. And 100 divided by 5 is 20. And so 13/20ths, 13 is a prime number, so I know I'm done with that one. 13/20ths is the simplified fraction for 65%. Now I got one that's over 100%, which means I have one whole and 40% more. So the one whole is the 100%. And then 40% more, and that part of the fraction can be reduced. They're both divisible by 10 at least, and so we'll at least go 40 divided by 10 is 4, and 100 divided by 10 is 10. But I also know that's still not all the way reduced. 4 can be divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. And I need that 1 in there still. So now I have 1 and 2/5 is the reduced fraction for that. Now the next one's really easy because what's 100%? Well, it's the whole thing. So I'm done. There's no reason to do a reduced fraction. I could have written 1 over 1. I could have written 100 over 100. But the simplest way to write this is just simply as a 1. It's the whole thing. All right, 4%. So 4%, again, percent is a number out of 100, so it's 100. And both of those can be divided by 2. So if I divide that by 2 and that by 2, I get 2/50ths. And that can be divided by 2 still, and so can that. And so that's 1/25. 4% is 1 out of 25. And I probably could have just divided the 100 by 4 to get that, and the 4 by 4, and could have done that. And then 75%, I hope that one's familiar enough that we know that 75 out of 100 can be reduced. 75 can be divided by 25 3 times, and 100 can be divided by 25 4 times. And so your reduced fraction for 75% is 3/4. And that's probability 1C, problem 7 through 12.